Hey, what's up, guys? Um, how's it going? All right.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Social. Hey, guys, what's up? This is Tiffany here, tuning in live. Everybody, just hop on, everyone. If you guys just let us know where you're streaming from. We want to talk to you. So if anybody's going to jump on during this live, I have just some amazing guests today, guys. We are going to talk about the upcoming Denver show, Living Water, and we're so stoked about this. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. My name is Tiffany Barney. This is my podcast. Welcome to the show, Social Butterfly. Um, yeah, and so today I'm bringing on guests from all over, from Denver, from Aurora, from where were you at? Indianapolis, I think. And you were from, forgot.
Salt Lake City.
Okay, we got Utah in the house. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, welcome guys. Hey, so I'm just so excited and I just absolutely love what God is doing through each and every one of y'all. I'm so glad that everybody jumped on today to be a part of this podcast because God is up to something so big in Aurora, Colorado. So we're here to kind of just talk about living water. So if any of you guys saw some of the lives that I did last year from the event, it was so amazing. I mean, there was just so many like cool things that happened. I mean, God just showed up in miraculous ways, and we will definitely get to that. But first, I kind of want to just go around and introduce a couple of my guests, and we're going to start with Julia. So just tell me your name and where you're from, and just how you started your ministry.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Julia. I got Blaze with me. He's popping up in the screen here. Forewarning, I'm on a medicine ball, so if I'm bouncy, that is why.
Got it.
Yeah, so thanks for having me, Tiffany. I am
Yes.
the founder of True EDM, which is just a Christian EDM community here in Denver. We throw seasonal shows, sober raves, so that way we can just provide a safe space for ravers in this area to be able to enjoy EDM without having the influences of drugs and satanic and pagan influences of the rave culture. And then we also partner with shows like Heart of Dances shows and Extol shows across the nation, just to help spread the word that this is an option for ravers and for Christians out there who love EDM. And yeah, so I'm here in Denver. So is my husband Turtle, and we're holding Living Water July 26th next Saturday. So which is crazy to think how close it is.
I know. I cannot believe this year is like already more than halfway over. I'm like, what? It's
Yeah,
crazy how fast it's just gone. I feel
so
like
fast.
last year's Living Water was just like yesterday. It was
I
not that
know.
long ago. It was crazy.
It was really bizarre. And I'm looking at some of the older stuff from last year, just like all the memories are popping up. And it's like, I feel like that just happened. Like, so yeah.
That's amazing, man. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. So we'll go ahead and introduce your hubby next. His name is Turtle. What's up,
What's
Turtle?
up, everybody? What's up?
What's
Thank you for having
up?
me, Tiffany. So,
Yes, of
yes,
course.
my name is Aspen Fauché. I go by Turtle. Many of you guys might have known me. I've been on here before, last year, sometime before. I think it was actually for your event, right?
Yeah, it was before Kaleidoscope. And let's see, you were getting married, dude. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
you were
Kingdom
about to get
Squad
married.
was in the background, and we were like I think it was the next day we were driving to go do like the bachelor party and all of that. So lots
Yeah.
of fun there. But yeah, my name is Aspen. I am one of the co-owners of XL Records. I'm make everything from like bass music in general. That's basically me, you know. But yeah, met Julia whenever she was throwing her first True EDM event. So that's kind of crazy how we're still over here. Now we're doing the third year for Living Water. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of stuff prepared and definitely talk more about that. But yeah.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Wait a minute. Third year? Where was I? So I came to year number 2? Hold on, I'm very confused.
Yeah. So the first year
A
was
lot of people
still
don't know
last
this.
Saturday of July. We had CI. He played with Milam and Vezel. That was the original 3 for it. Just a little like 10 by 10 tent at Bicentennial Park and really small, but it was a lot of fun. And that was the start. Just kind of getting our feet wet with Living Water. And then
that was
it grew to what you were at last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we met you Wilderness after in 2024, but we did
Which was
have
our second
Water,
Wilderness.
Yeah.
which
yeah.
it was my first year doing shows, so we were still kind of figuring things out and getting acquainted with people, and it's just crazy knowing how many connections we've made since then, that this is our third year and we have all these incredible people coming through. We have 8 people flying in that we know, let alone a couple other people who we don't know who are flying in. And once again, third year doing this. First year we barely got like 30 people. I had so many vendors and we like had such a small crowd. But now it's like I feel like we're just exponentially growing every year because it's such a big need.
Yeah,
Both
and the
in our
crazy
area.
thing is too, we're the whole fest has just been upgrading every single year. So first year we just had the 10 by 10 tent. Last year our tent was falling apart, but it was like 2 10 by like 30-foot tents with like
10 by
a 10 by
20s.
10 by 20s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy how all that happened. And then this year we have a 20 by 20 tent, but it's not gonna. We shouldn't have. If we hold this one up, the wind is gonna be like 100+ miles an hour. Like this is a metal like canopy tent that we have with a bigger sound system. Someone's coming in, DJ Nate, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's gonna be running lights for us. So that's gonna be super cool because we actually have somebody running lights this time. They're not just gonna be audio like
That's
activated.
awesome. I love that. You know, whenever you just like keep going, it just continues to grow. And God will just continue to add people one by one that want to be a part of this vision and this movement. And so, yeah, that's amazing, dude. That's awesome. But yeah, so your name was Austin? Obey Dominion? Okay, what's up, dude? How's it going?
It's going. So this is my first Living Water, and I'm super excited to come play. I am going to be the early slot on DJing. May not have heard any of my music up to this point, but mostly going to be a lot of heavy stuff. So
Sweet.
if you're into the really heavy headbanging stuff, you're gonna want to show up early. I'm not super familiar with everybody that's playing genre music style. I know Turtles pretty well. I actually have not had the pleasure of listening to DJ Shazad yet, so I'm excited for that.
You should. He's got some hits in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Before we met him, I was like, wait, I have some of your songs in my playlist.
I love
That's
that.
Wait, Obey, I have a question for you. How did you find, because I know did you find Extol Records first and how?
So that's a fun story, actually. So a little bit with my testimony, it's like shortened version of it would be that I started out like earlier on when I was like 20s going to raves and stuff like that with my sister and whatnot. It wasn't necessarily the best good wholehearted time, I'll put it that way. And so then eventually I met my wife. We moved to a smaller town, and I came to Christ. And during that, I didn't feel like I could listen to a lot of like dubstep kind of music because everybody that I knew was Like all artists I knew, none of them really like had that kind of vision. And I had searched for a long time, and I just kind of quit the music for like 2 years. And I eventually found one of my good friend, uh, Vezel. I found his playlist on Spotify, and I didn't know at the time how good of a friendship this would be. But I ended up not knowing it was actually his personal playlist. I ended up messaging him on. I messaged Apostle Records, which is correct me if I'm wrong, I guess sister record label with X-Toll.
Yeah, so Apostle Records was had been around for 3 years longer than X-Toll. Whenever I first joined the scene, they were the first record label that I hit up in the Christian scene, and I had also connected with Joel and Kingdom Squad then.
Yeah.
So they've been around for quite a while, and yeah, my first show in the Christian space was with Apostle. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
So
they've been around the block.
I ended up hitting him up, and he was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool," because I wanted to DJ the music. Like at this point, I hadn't produced or anything like that, so I just wanted to DJ. And I was like, "Where can I buy these songs where like the money's going to go to the artists?" And he was just like, "Well, a lot of them are in X-Toll, so I can link you up with their Discord." And I was like, "Why? What's X-Toll?" Like, and then from there, I just got into the Discord, and started talking to Turtle and everything. Kind of just blossomed from there. And I'm super excited to meet everybody. Super excited to meet Joel, who also lives in Denver, because we've kept a connection ever since, which I think is just awesome. Never would have expected that. First time listening to like the playlist with all the artists and everything like that, I'm like, these guys are so good. And then I never would have expected that. Like when he first messaged me, I was like, dude, this guy's famous, and I'm talking to him. I don't believe this. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Wow. I love how God just, has us come to these points in our life whenever we have to lay something down. You know what I mean? Like you said, that you can listen to the
Yeah.
music, but then he gave it back to you cleaned up, like the cleaned
Right.
up version.
Yeah,
And now
that
you're
was
playing at
such
a
a feeling.
show, at the end of this month. So, I mean, it's just amazing how God just,
Oh yeah. Leaps
repackages
and
our
bounds.
lives.
Leaps and bounds
Yes.
in like producing. I didn't
Redemption,
think I was
man.
gonna produce like ever.
It's
Well,
awesome,
I just
dude.
decided to.
Love
it's crazy
that.
because God works both sides. So, like, He gave you the desires of your heart, but then also your support for me and Aspen personally has been tremendous, and it's helped
Mhm.
us with our desires of the heart. So it's like we're all working. It's all working together in the end. Like Obey, he's the one who won the ambassador program for DJs and earned the spot to
Yeah.
play for Living Water because he did so amazing in helping us during the giveaway. So I just want to commend you because you've really come alongside us, and we wouldn't be where we are because of it. So I appreciate that.
But
Yeah,
yeah, part of
So
that's just
sweet.
because I'm, when I was at where I was at, where I wanted to listen to music, but I couldn't find anybody. I'm like, dude, there's got to be other people out there that don't know that this music exists. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
there is.
like playing at Bonnaroo, it's crazy how many people were like, yo, I'm Christian. I've been looking for something like this for years now. And you're just
Wow.
like, oh, well, here we are, like welcome to the scene. And once you're in the scene, it's all like, oh yeah, it's mass. It's like, it's this whole thing, but whenever you're not in the scene, you don't know about it
where
like
is
at
it?
all. Yeah. It's the craziest thing.
That's awesome. Love that. I love what God is doing, man. He's just raising up such a incredible army and family, man, for people that maybe feel like misfits that need to be connected to other believers. So I think it's super cool. But hey, last but not least, what's up, DJ? Shazad, right? Did I say it right, or is it Shazad? I can't remember.
Those are both of those work. Shazad.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Shazad's cooler.
Yeah.
Shazad.
I kind of like Shazad because it's like shabam, like Shazam or something like, I don't know. It just
Yeah.
sounds so
Yeah,
catchy.
that works. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me here. It's good to be here.
for sure, dude. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what's your story, darling?
Yeah. So my story. Well, You want music or testimony? Like, which one were you looking for
Let's
first?
actually start out with testimony because I'm
Yeah.
super intrigued, and then hop over to music.
Yeah. Well, that could go so many different directions. But essentially, I was born into a really good family. I was blessed with good parents. Multi-faith home where both parents believed in God and were great examples of serving others in different ways. So I have been a believer all my life. I don't even know what it's like to not believe. And that's just been a blessing. And, the world needs good families like that. And, that's how we're going to see a millennium come to fruition someday.
Yeah,
Definitely. It all starts in good families and
it
healthy
does.
people. And, that's a lot of one reason why I love music. Music, I, I've actually been DJing since, maybe we'll kind of mix the two, right? Music and testimony a little bit. But I've actually been DJing since 1994.
Okay.
Most people say I don't look as old as I am.
No.
I know that story.
Yeah, and you guys are in Denver, so I started in the Denver scene. So that's where I was born. It was in Colorado, and I was in the Denver scene from '94 to 2004. Rough. I mean, there's a gray area of when I moved around and back and forth and so forth. But there was no Christian EDM scene,
Mhm.
but I loved good uplifting music, and I loved good progressive house and trance. And to me, like good vibes from positive sounds was always internal worship to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't need I didn't need a movement. I had a movement within myself personally, and then I just tried to be good where I could. And the music to me has just always been that for me. One of the things though, it's been fun watching the movement from a distance because I don't know any record labels. I don't know anyone in this scene, personally, because it didn't exist before. And I've seen some websites over the years, but in my day, I would get Christian individuals that would come to me and they would throw private Christian parties and I would just go DJ for them. And so that just kind of happened organically. And then there's actually a very interesting thing in the Denver scene in the late 90s. There was a church, they were called Imago Dei, that they recognized the movement, and the Christians within the movement actually worked with the church, and the church started throwing events as an outreach. So there's a lot of interesting things that happened in the past. This was a long time ago. But now what I do with the music that I put out, I like just good progressive house, trance, anything uplifting in general. But I try to share, like, simplify the message of Christ's redemption without labels. If I can, to really reach out and be, like, what is the message of redemption in simplified terms? And it is that we can become a new creature. We can become something new than what we were. And there comes a time in many people's lives where they decide, I don't like where I've been, or I want this may be a complete thought, maybe a partial thought. It's really an ongoing thought throughout our lives as we seek to overcome anything. And but when there's major change that's needed in people's lives, one of the first barriers, once you decide you want to change something, you want to become better than what you've been in the past, is to believe you can change. Is to believe that, wait, is this a thing that can even happen, or am I stuck with how I've been or who I think I am? And what I want people to take away, not all my songs, but there's a few of my tracks that put out where I weave this theme into it, and it is that you can forget the past, you can start today, and you can choose your future. And that's a wall for many people to overcome.
Yeah.
And some people, you can overcome that without intimidating labels to just, get started on that path. And so if you can overcome that wall and realize you're now capable of becoming any kind of person that you want to become, you can, make your own destiny. And everyone knows well, let's just not be, I guess, a blanket statement, is a pretty common belief in the rave scene that there's healing in the music. And people find that healing, when they face past traumas. And, our past traumas are written into our nervous system. This is where the devil speaks to us, to our subconscious, says, hey, you're stuck. And our bodies take direction from our thoughts. So we have to modify our belief in the possibility of change. And that is the first piece of Jesus Christ, that you can become a new creature, and you have to believe.
Yeah.
And so when he says, if you just believe on his name, what is he saying? He's like, you can change, you can become something different. And anytime I can share that through the music, that you can change, you can start today, that's great. And a couple of the track I just released, the last one is called Believer, and it's just about overcoming. And there's another one I have, and if you look on any of the music platforms, called Becoming Greater, and it's kind of about the struggle of darkness and light that's within ourselves, that's part of the process. And Open My Eyes is this continual renewal. Every time we overcome something, we have new eyes, because we're not looking through the lens of our past, our trauma, and we're looking through new eyes. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But really, just I like to have fun. I love good music. I love seeing people smile on the dance floor. I've always believed in the message of unity, and that it's a human thing, and that that people are capable of this. I think Jesus Christ's doctrine leads the way in teaching that, but I think you find this beautiful message everywhere in the world, and I believe where you find it, Christ is behind it, whether you call it that or not.
Right. Amen.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like in my testimony, I realized I had a problem with my drug and alcohol addiction. And there was that first step of like, okay, something needs to change here. Like there's something wrong. And so I do think that like initial seed of planting is very important. And for people who are in the secular scene, kind of introducing this idea of needing a way out, I think that is very vital as well, because that's like a part of the journey to Christ, who is the one who can change you and can bring you out of the life you can. Because I tried doing it myself over and over and over again and continued to fail, and just saw myself in circles, because the problem was really my heart. And being able to humble myself to accept that I am incapable of making myself into something new. Jesus is the living water, who can make us into something new through the Holy Spirit who can indwell us. So I think that is very important, where we have people like you planting the seed of, hey, maybe there's something wrong, and maybe you need to open your eyes, which is like one of my favorite songs of yours, by the way. I love that song. I was kind of fangirling when you were agreeing to do this, because I was like, yeah, that's like one of my favorite songs. So but yeah, thanks for sharing.
You bet.
I love that. Yeah, what an incredible testimony. I can really just like relate to you with just being there before a lot of this happened as well. Like what's going on today. I started going to raves in the late 90s. I think 97 was like my first rave. I was really young and just started going. My brother, he was 7 years older than me. He's like 50 now. I'm 42. But during that time, the rave scene just went super, like it just started to grow and grow and grow. And it was still kind of underground, at that time. But once that kind of peak hit in like 99, 2000, 2001, it just kind of started to crumble in Houston anyways, with the drugs, because the drugs got so crazy. And like Julia, just a little bit about myself. So yeah, I started going to raves super young, got introduced to it because of my brother, because he was 7 years older than me. So he was doing things, and kind of, whenever I was the annoying little sister and always wanted to be with the cool brother. But anyway, so I kind of picked up some stuff, from different, music that he was listening to back then. And anyway, so it kind of opened that door for the rave scene for me. So that's kind of how I got introduced to the rave scene and, electronic dance music. And just fell in love with it because I was searching back then. I was like, what am I? Am I goth? I went through this goth thing, and then I went to punk rock, no effects, all this kind of weird stuff, right? And then I found the rave scene, and it just like changed my world. And it was because of the music. But it was not only because of the music, it was because of whenever you walked in the door, everybody was your best friend. It was like, hi, how are you? What's your name? Oh, I'm Tiffany. What's up? Blah. And it's just like we've known each other for 20 years. And now, oh, you want to go dance? Okay, let's do it. And so that's how it was for me, and it was this sense of belonging and community for me as a young person that I think that I clung to, because we all want to be seen, valued, heard, all of those things. And we're all trying to find out, who am I and what are the things that I like and all these things. And whenever we find like-minded people that are all kind of going in that same direction, of course, it's so easy. But little do we know, like for me, I was not raised in church. I didn't have the best parents growing up, like no offense to them, love them to death. But for me, I kind of struggled with like coming from a broken home, all these things. So of course there's a lot of like hurt, pain, tears, all the things going on in my, at home. So of course going into the rave scene was like a fresh breath of air for me at that time. But of course, it all kind of circles back around to being counterfeit. We only get true plur, peace, love, unity, and respect through Jesus and Jesus alone, right? He is the source of our peace. He is the source of everything that we need. We get everything, our strength, everything, love, fulfilling that heart, that heart desire. But all it to say is, yeah, so for me, it took hitting rock bottom, because it got so out of control. I was in the rave scene for like 22 years before I got saved. I got saved in 2012 and almost died at a rave. I got drugged at a club and someone found my body behind a couch on the stage. And so when that happened to me, even though I had OD'd several times before, for whatever reason, that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Like I was just done. I couldn't live that way anymore. I couldn't continue to exhaust myself going out 5 nights a week and doing all the things. So here I am, almost 13 years sober and saved now. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. And after getting saved, God slowly was just like, you just need to put down dancing, because the other part of my testimony is I grew up doing pop and lock dance like my whole life, like robotic, like crazy liquid stuff. And that's what kept drawing me back to the rave scene as well, was dancing, because that was my outlet, So all that to say is I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that could possibly listen to this podcast later. And if you're in a place where you're going to raves all the time and you're exhausted, I just want to let you know that that you have permission to rest. You have permission to not go out anymore if you don't feel like you need to, and to just rest. And if God wants to put this back into your life in a more cleaned up way, which I'm sure he does, you have community here, you have family, you have people that have come out of the rave scene that love Jesus and want to do things sober now. So don't feel alone. And if you're going to listen to this later and you are connecting with any of these stories from any of us through this podcast, don't be scared to reach out. We would love to pray for you. We would love to come alongside with you and partner with you in any way, shape, or form. So definitely reach out to somebody if you need any type of help. But also there is a event at the end of this month that you could come and check out. It's called Living Water. We're so excited. Me and a few of my team members were flying in the day before. We will be there. We will have a booth, and we would definitely love to meet you guys. So don't be scared. Come on out, man. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I guess this would be a good time to kind of talk about the people that were there last year. I'm going to ask you first, Julia.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite part of last year's Living Water?
Oh, my favorite part. I think last year was kind of crazy with the weather. So, and it rained the year before too. So we were kind of expecting a little rain, but we weren't expecting 24-mile-per-hour winds. That was not in our expectations at all.
The tents weren't ready for it either.
Tents were not ready for it. Well, and see, the thing is, we borrowed some tents from one of my churches. And those are good sturdy tents, and people still had to hold those down too. So we had like just random strange, like people we knew well were helping us hold the tents up, but then we had people we never met once in our life willing to help us hold up those tents. And I thought that was like the coolest thing of that entire experience is these like complete strangers are coming to our event where instead of they're like, oh, these people aren't prepared, let's leave, they're like, oh, let's help them hold the tents up and keep dancing. It
was funny because there was a point where we were all like acting like pirates, where we were just like holding onto the ropes, like tugging these ropes and holding the poles. It was so much fun.
It was cool.
And then you had Eugene just throwing straight heaters down as well.
Come on. Shout out to One Love.
Oh, yes, Eugene. Oh, who's Eugene? Juan Love.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, he was going down. He didn't hold back. I actually posted a reel about it, just like a collaboration of like videos of people holding and dancing at the same time, just to make sure we didn't get blown away.
I saw the rainbow video. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, we were still holding on to the tents then.
Yeah, we were all focused on that. We barely saw it. Like people are like, "There's a double rainbow." We're like, "Great!"
And it's funny because Juan was like, "Yo, how did my set do? I saw like nobody partying." I'm like, "Bro, we was all holding the tent, so you didn't stop." Like, he was like, "Oh," he's like, "I thought that was weird that no one was in front of me."
Well, I think like just such a huge like sign and wonder happened during his set. I mean, that was one of the most epic moments in all of my years doing like Christian EDM, like events and all of that. That was so amazing, you guys. Just from my perspective and testimony of what happened during that moment was like, we had, my ministry, we make worship flags, like really like expensive and elaborate like worship flags, and they're all hand sewn and everything. And we had our booth set up, and we don't like want anything to get wet, right? And so my friend Lisa, thank God for Lisa, shout out Lisa. She had like come so prepared. I always call her MacGyver. But anyways, she maybe actually people might not know what MacGyver is. Never mind. Anyways, but so okay. So but anyways, she had brought a tarp. And so all of a sudden, it starts like raining and all this stuff. And we're like, oh, the flags. Oh, my God, And so we grab, and then the wind gusts are like, oh. So here we are. We're like trying to juggle like 10 things at once. Everybody's got their section of the tent. We got the wind like pushing up. We got the music playing in the background. And then all of a sudden, like I'm underneath the tent. I'm like, can't see anything of what's going on outside at all because I'm so focused on like covering the flags with the tarp and all the things. And then I hear someone scream like, Jesus! And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I just like peeped out in front of like the other side of the tent, and I see this huge double rainbow, and we're like, and then it was like I totally forgot what I was doing 2 seconds ago, completely let go of the tent and started running out to the dance. We're like, like it was just so amazing, and like left everybody at the tent like holding everything down while mom like dancing your rainbows. And I looked back and I'm like,
You
oh
got
yeah, maybe I
this.
should. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, shoot, maybe I should go back and like, you know, like help my peoples, but I didn't. And so
Speaking of the
that
devil,
was,
hi Lisa.
hey, oh my gosh, my friend, there she is. Love you, girl. But yeah, man, that was such an incredible moment. And I think we should actually play that. Let me see if I can upload it, guys. Hold on one sec. Let's see here. Video. All right. Yes!
Okay.
Jesus! Come on, Lord! Yeah! Come on, God! Woo! Yes! That was awesome. Oh my gosh. That was so good.
I got the timing on the drop wrong though, but that's okay.
Right? Oh man, that was such a good memory.
It was really cool because the rain was actually so fun to dance in too.
Yes, it was.
It's actually really nice. I remember Aspen telling me this time he saw Elenium and it started raining and it was all beautiful and it kind of felt like that. So that was nice. So expect rain this year.
Hitting the rain, it looked like it was just like confetti falling, but it was rain.
Yeah. It was so pretty, y'all. It was so pretty.
So cool.
I love it whenever the rain shines. I'm sorry, the rain shines. Sorry, the sun shines and then it rains and it's like kind of dark and it's this halfway thing going. And that's what makes a rainbow. And it's always so pretty. I always call it, oh, it's rainbow weather. And I'm always looking around. But
and the rain looks like diamonds falling from the
sky. It's like little diamonds. It's living water falling from the sky.
Ooh. Yeah, everyone prepare for a rain because it happens every year. So it might get a little wet.
Yeah.
What's the weather outlook? Do we know?
I can look.
You can Google it. Usually it's rains though.
10-day weather forecast for Denver is never accurate. So
no,
I don't think it's accurate for anybody.
This is a running joke for Denver. I'm sure you know, Shazad. It's like you never know what you're gonna get. It'll be raining one minute and then it'll be sunny the next. It's like Texas, but not as intense.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just an intense, like in a different way. Like whenever I first met you, that's a whole nother story. But God's like, go to not living water. It was wilderness. Go to wilderness. And I'm like, I don't have any money, God. I'm like, Lord, if you really want me to go to this event, please give me, enough to get a plane ticket. And like 2 days before the event, someone had private messaged me anonymously and was like, God told me to give you this money. And I'm like, and I knew I was supposed to be there because that happened. I was like, wow, that was wild. So I just hopped on. I remember messaging you like, I'm coming for my birthday because it was my birthday. And so anyways, all to say is I just remember showing up, flying into Denver. It was my very first time ever being there. It was like sunny, 68 degrees, like just beautiful, birds chirping, la la la, and then all of a sudden, like I step into the library and we're jamming out, we're having this great time. And then it drops down to 34 and starts blizzarding. And I'm like, what the heck is even happening right now? Like, this is some serious...
It starts snowing at Living Water. We got problems. But...
like, bipolar. I mean, literally, like bipolar is best.
You guys know Dude Dad? Dude Dad is based in Colorado, and he made like a whole parody about like a Denver weathercaster, and he's like sweating and nervous, and he's like, I think it's gonna rain. No, it's sunny. It's sunny, and it's just you should go see it. It's great. Shout out to Dude Dad.
Right? I do have one more quick testimony that I want to share with you guys about last year's Living Water. I think it's definitely worth like talking about what God did, just other things that He did at that event. So, as I had said previously, like, you know, I've been in the rave scene years ago, used to go to raves and all that stuff, late 90s, all that. Well, I used to have this friend. Well, actually, she's still my friend. But, anyways, I hadn't seen her in like 20 years, literally, because I left the rave scene and just never saw her anymore. And so, anyways, I just remember she actually moved to Colorado like a year ago. And she saw that I was coming to Colorado for Living Water. And so she was like, yeah, I'm going to stop by and give you a hug. Da, 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 da. I'm going to bring my boyfriend and my kids and all this stuff. So I'm like, sweet. I haven't seen you in forever. And so she shows up and everything's cool. And we bring all these like candy bracelets with us and we're passing them out to people. And I'm sitting there and there's our table, our booth has this huge like mound of candy bracelets on it. And I heard the Lord speak to my heart and said, go grab the rainbow bracelet. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, do we even have a rainbow bracelet? So I'm like digging through the piles of beads, right? These bracelets. And sure enough, there was a rainbow bracelet and all it said was rainbow on it. So I grabbed it and I went over to her and I was like, hey, I really feel like God wants me to give you this bracelet. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Like, this is awesome. And I said, you know, this is what the Bible says about rainbows. And I'm explaining in Genesis how it's a promise and like breaking it down for her so she can understand it and all this stuff. And I don't know if you guys can kind of see that in the frame, but that's her wrist with the actual rave bracelet. She had one that said love and the other one that said rainbow on it, right?
Mhm.
And it had rainbow colors all the way around it. So I was obedient to the Lord, went over there, explained the whole scripture, what a rainbow means in the Bible, the whole 9 yards. And literally, that's whenever, like 5 minutes later, that's when the wind gusts came in, all the things, and then a rainbow appeared within minutes after me sharing that with her, the whole Bible scripture and everything. And I'm just sitting there like, literally, it was one of those moments in life where I had to like stop and pick up my doll and put it back in my face because I was like, oh, like what, God, like what did you just do? But in reality, like God was speaking to her right through that, backing it up with a sign, a wonder, all the things, and just like confirming it to her, like, hey, everything she just said was legit. And then like a few days after the event, because you never really know if you make an impact sometimes, right? We never really know sometimes this side of heaven. But she actually had posted a picture of her with the rainbow bracelet on her Facebook, tagged me in it, and said, a few minutes before this rainbow appeared at this event, Tiffany shared the gospel with me about the rainbow. And I was sitting there reading her whole like description on her Facebook post. And I sat there and just kind of wept with God because it just showed me like, wow, like if you guys feel a prompting of God to go do something, do it because, you know, you never know what God is going to do with that. And it really made such an impact on her and showed her like, hey, I'm real, you know, here I am. And so, yeah, and so now we talk occasionally here and there, and she's ordered tons of worship flags from us ever since then, and I think she's planning on coming back to this next Living Water. So I'm just
Yay!
so excited about that.
Connect me, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just cool testimonies like that, right? It's cool things that God does, and this is why we do what we do, right? I mean, this is why we're obedient and like this is why God puts us in ministry to make an impact on other people's lives.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
wanted to share
absolutely.
that.
And then
Super cool.
thank you, because I really want to meet her when
Yeah.
she comes. I did want to let anyone watching know who's in the Denver area. There's outreach. We did this last year too. We have a 2-hour period before the event where an outreach team gets together talks about staying 2x2 safeties and then passing out flyers for the event. So if you want to join that team, it's like an outreach team. It opens the door for more things like that to happen. Like last year, we had a couple families follow through on some of the invites, and they showed up, and their kids got to run around and get wet and play with the water balloons and the water guns, and then their families got to see a whole new form of worship. And we just got to show them like, hey, this is like a community under Christ, like what it's like and how friendly you can be. We have a prayer tent, which I've heard of a lot. I heard a couple people like accepted Christ that event. We don't keep track of numbers like some people.
Yeah.
I personally am not a fan of that because you just don't know if they
Yeah.
really did.
Right.
But like if they're open to like praying with someone, like that's a big deal, and so we get a lot of opportunity for that. Hold up, it went quiet. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Sorry, something went quiet, so I wasn't sure if it was the sound going up. But yeah, so if you want to be a part of that, just to hit up or just show up around 2 to 3 p.m. and you can join the outreach team in inviting them over to the event. And yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. There will be a prayer tent again this year too, which will be awesome. So if you need prayer, also come get some prayer.
Awesome. So do you have any churches like showing up to this one, or anybody like else that you want to honorable mention before we kind of start to wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of our support is people from churches that we know really well. So like Jeff and Donna, who's the adopted couple, they're like my adopted parents. They have
Love them.
Yeah, they're our host home. So we have like our DJs staying with them and everything. We have friends from Foothills Calvary who are coming. Our pastor Shay let us do a show at their church. And we've just learned like we try to partner with churches, but this is like a really hard ministry for them to partner in because it just really it gives an image to a church, and it's really hard for them to do that. And do I think it's okay that happens? No, but like there's not much we can do about it. So it just takes like getting to know people in the church to come. And so like last year we had the leaders of young adults come, and a lot of people from my other church, Calvary Chapel Cherry Creek, they come, and they're going to be announcing the event. And they're also a huge supporter of the event. We've used their canopies every year. And we're hoping to use them this year. We're still waiting back to hear on the pastor's wife on that. But we are going to be at least using their tables and chairs for some of the stations and stuff like that. And they're just a huge support. My pastor, after Living Water, word got around at Calvary Chapel Cherry Creek, and my pastor walked up to me just like enthusiastic and was like, God is blessing your ministry. And it was so encouraging because he's been like a really supporter. Like he's been like a fly on the wall since I started this ministry. And I called him fundraising, and he was like, I'm going to let you like kind of endure a little bit and like dig deep and figure out how to make this happen yourself. And since then, he's just been watching over everything that the Lord has done with the ministry, and gradually like, okay, here, we'll give you this. We'll help you with this, and helping just in other ways. Hi, buddy. So yeah, those are both my churches. And then we had another church reach out to us, but I just don't want to like say that we're partnered with a church yet. We just have people from multiple churches coming and visiting. Like Red Rocks lets us post to their community boards. It doesn't mean we're partnered with the church, no, but they're supporting us by letting us do that and share it to their church. So there's stuff like that going on.
I got you. It's tough ground, man. It's tough ground. I've been trying to plug away to churches for almost 8 years now. So I totally understand. And just now I recently moved to a new church, and they absolutely love the ministry.
Yay!
They opened their doors to us with SOAR. We had Trey come down and DJ for us and everything. And they just were super supportive and let us use their building, and it was great. So, yeah, it's a work in progress, and don't give up, right? Keep plugging away, keep praying for people, and pray that God would just open the eyes of people in leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I do have a question. For the
What's up?
DJs, what can attendees expect from your set?
Yeah, good question.
Who wants to go
Let's-
first?
DJ Shazad, you go
Sure.
first. You got
Sure.
it.
No, you can expect progressive house, trance, and hopefully a lot of fun. If you like music like I do, you'll have fun.
Love that. I'm a house
Okay.
girl person as well.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. And I've
Right.
got some. I've got a couple of unique things I may throw out. So we'll see.
When do you go on? When is your set?
Oh, that's not announced yet.
Oh,
We technically haven't announced the lineup just yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So nobody say
Sorry.
their times yet. It's still says scheduled to change.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember if I shared something.
We'll post it by next.
Yeah, it'll be up very shortly.
Hopefully I
okay.
didn't-
Well,
I don't-
DJ sets and lineup times coming soon. More
Yeah.
to be announced.
All right.
That's awesome, dude. Okay, go for it.
Well, then forget what I said earlier about me being first. So, sorry, my cat.
Aw.
Mine. I like house and what was it? Progressive trance. I'll be honest, I don't even know what that is. I'm kidding. I know what it is, but it's not. I am excited to see yours.
Awesome.
It's just
It's
not.
like a big one
That's
to
not what I
not
listen
know.
to on the daily. My thing is heavy, heavy dubstep. Like, I don't even know how to give you an example if you don't know. Turtle, help me out here. I mean, does everybody know Chafra? Because I've got some of his songs in there. It's that heavy dubstep style.
That's
Nice.
it.
I don't know how to. I mean, there's a couple things in there that I'm gonna throw in just for fun. And I mean,
You
it's
play
a
rhythm?
pretty diverse of that. Yeah, there's some rhythm in there, but it's mainly gonna be that kind
A
of
heavy
of
tear
style.
out type vibe.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ace Aura. I've got some Ace Aura on the set
Color-based,
list.
okay.
So color based, yeah, but it's the heavier stuff. So of each of those styles, I'll put it that way. Headbang. You're gonna headbang to it. You're gonna want to bounce. I mean, that's probably the best way I can describe it. That's what I like to do to it. So that's I get up, go to work at 6:30 in the morning, and that's what's playing on my stereo. So
Fall asleep to it.
yeah,
Whole life.
yeah. So
I couldn't.
I guess
really
that's what
couldn't.
I mean by I don't really
Trance.
know what progressive trance is.
It's
So-
easier to
sorry,
fall
man.
asleep when you have the
But-
bass just rumbling in your ear.
I also
So soothing.
I'll be
No,
honest. I
I'm
haven't
on you
given
guys' side. I'd
progressive
fall asleep
trance
to progressive
a huge-
trance over dubstep any day.
I haven't given it a huge shot, so I'm excited to see what it is. You know how you do it, and I'm sure I'll like it.
Sounds like we have good variety for
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah, definitely.
Multi-genre.
So I know, like Pulsar, Back to Back Reborn, they're going to be a little bit more melodic dubstep. They'll probably dip into a little bit more rhythm than would think Obey would. But I know there's definitely going to be a lot more melodic dubstep coming from that set. Then you have Dawn Patrol. Dawn Patrol is a very big on like popular like songs where he comes in, plays a lot more like electro house, bass house, trap, stuff like that. So he'll probably play some dubstep as well. Then you have Rolov as well, the headliner. If you didn't know, that's also Kevin Alexander.
He for sure starts at 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Just that clear.
Yeah,
Who?
he's probably going to be
Rolov.
Kevin Alexander.
Kevin.
He's probably going to be playing a lot more like techno and trance. That's just more his style.
I think he's gonna put some house in there too. Have a similar set to Shazad. So
yeah, y'all do really well together. And then me, I'm playing bass music. That's it. Like
that's
trap.
a very broad.
Yeah, trap, dubstep, UKG, bass house, electro house, techno, future bass, you name it. I'm probably gonna play it if it has a lot of bass.
Nice.
Do I know what the set's gonna be yet? Not a clue. But that's the fun of the game.
I couldn't bring myself to do that. I was gonna, but I had to,
Oh no,
I had to get a little bit of
playlist
baseline.
together. Shazad, do you have your set kind of?
No, see,
ready,
I come from the era where I never knew what I was going to play when I showed up to
Yeah.
any
I
gig.
love that.
I just had a crate of vinyl and I just felt the energy and decided where to go.
Yeah.
And now I prepare more, largely just to make sure there's no corrupt audio or something technical isn't going to go wrong. And then so I prepare a little more, but
You just put everything in like a library before, like, all right, this would be kind of fun if I play it.
Yeah, sometimes, right? And I mean, I have planned sets before, but then I'm always like, I always switch it up if I feel like it, right? It just depends. So.
Oh yeah,
Do you
there's
do
so many
any
times I've
edits?
done prepared whole set, practice it 7-8 times, show up, don't even play a single song that I practiced on there. I'm like, whatever.
Wait, so you did vinyl, Shazad?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You scratch?
A little bit.
All right, that's more. Hey, that's more than I could do. So that's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, it's not as trancy to scratch usually, but you can if you're feeling it. It's more just a flavor if I feel like doing it. But largely, I just looking for energy, smooth mixes, and the journey with the crowd.
Nice.
So expect you to pull up with the crate of vinyl, and then you're gonna be. I don't even know how it works. I've never.
You mean like
touched
plural, like crates of vinyl? Like
No, you always had one crate of vinyl when you traveled, but it was it was a heavy crate.
Yeah.
Funny story. When we were passing out flyers, we went to this one vinyl store, and they were like, "Oh, you're a DJ, bro? We do these like open decks like every Monday. Just bring a crate of vinyl and you can come spin." And I'm like, I don't even own a single any vinyl. Like, I'm not just gonna pull up. Like, that's low key inconvenient nowadays because everything's just like on a USB.
Oh, it's very inconvenient, right? I mean that's why it moved the direction it did in the industry.
Yeah.
Like raw convenient, and no matter how much you love vinyl, you couldn't deny how convenient it was, and it was just a matter of the tech catching up to actually being able to mimic vinyl. And I personally use Serato digital vinyl because I just got to keep the feel of the vinyl. And I had to figure out how to convert Serato and Pioneer so that I could actually gig out when that happened. But vinyl will always be around, and there's this new movement with vinyl too, where I see $40 records at Walmart or Target.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where that's going, but I'm like, hey, if vinyl comes back, I'm all for
vinyl's
it.
definitely vinyl.
It is.
I would say vinyl DJing is not coming back as much, but vinyl is coming back. You're seeing a lot more artists put their songs and like albums on vinyl more and more recently. I've honestly been interested in getting some just because it'd be cool to have.
When we were
I would never DJ it, but
when we were at the vinyl store, we saw new albums that just came out not that long ago. And my cousin, when she was like not that long ago, when I was in high school, so like 10 years ago. My gosh, I'm getting old. She got a like record player and was super excited about it. And I was like, is this a new thing? She was younger than me, and her generation was getting really into vinyl and listening on record players. And so it is becoming a thing.
That's awesome. I say bring it back, man. I don't know. It's very nostalgic for me.
It is lethargic.
So much. Like, I don't know. I grew up to go into raves and stuff back in the day where you had to like literally meet some guy at a gas station, get a little wad of piece of paper and call a number from a payphone to get the address to find out where the event was at in a warehouse in downtown Houston in the ghetto. So that was where I came from. And people, like all my DJ friends back then, they would have crates of vinyl. And then like, I just remember horror stories of it getting so hot. Sometimes the vinyl would warp, so you have to really take very good care of it. It was all this extra work, so you guys, this newer generation, have it so much easier. I'm just saying, just as everything has progressed, but I actually, go ahead.
Sorry, I feel like you keep saying something and then I interrupt you.
No, you're good.
You guys who saw DJs with vinyls, because I feel like with the technology we have now, the edits are they probably have more flexibility with the way that they can edit the song live. Have you seen that, like a change in transitions and double, like when they do the doubles or triples and stuff like that? Like, is that new to the rave culture, the rave scene?
New with the technology. I mean, the technology made a lot more possible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Like now you hit cue points. Well, back in the day, I would prepare my vinyl by listening to the whole thing, and I would actually count out the intro beats and figure out where my break was. And then when you played it, you had the little light on the turntable, and you would just have to look at it, and you could tell the shadow and the grooves when your break was coming up, and you just had to really know your music. I mean, you could play a song without knowing your record, but if you knew your record, you had a lot more options when you had last minute things happening. Just on the dance floor. So
it's true.
Took
This dude's a
lot of
professional DJ.
skill,
That's what that
a
is
lot
right
of
there. That's
skill.
insane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just I have a question, Shazad. Do you have a YouTube Shazad? Sorry.
yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel? I want to listen to some of your music.
Yes.
Where you at?
I'm on can I put it in a chat here?
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Private
There's a
chat.
private chat. Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I'll just quickly grab the direct link. I mean, I have YouTube, I have Spotify, I have everything pretty much.
He's in the True EDM playlist.
Okay. Oh, great.
Before we actually met over phone. Oh, Blaze.
I like YouTube because I'm trying to do video. I've done some homemade music videos, and I'm trying to work with some professionals and do some. So I love the video interaction with the consumer. So
that's
like
something I want to get into as well, but it's a challenge.
It's a lot of work.
Just getting started, and I have to commend you on that. I'm like, we've tried multiple times, and I'm like,
Dude, I'm struggling with just posting on social media in general.
It's a chore.
It's an actual job. That's why people pay social media managers.
Yeah. A lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Yes.
That's where everyone is. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your channel. Can't wait to go dig into that. Can you just give me a couple of your heroes, from old school times? It's not often that I talk to somebody a little bit, I guess, a little older, no offense to anybody or anything, but it's very rare that I meet anybody these days.
What are you talking about? I'm old.
Back then. You're what, 25? So.
Yeah. So you mean just musical influences from
musical influences
from back in the day,
90s, 2000.
Because definitely, there's modern influences and there's older influences, but I mean, I tended to try to seek outside the box of what I thought was different, and I would find these record stores from Germany. I remember one, and I would order. And have things shipped internationally to try to get things, but so I liked Euro a lot of like I would try to mix the European Eurodance influence with with trance, with what people recognize as trance, and he's really big now, but one of my favorite back in the day, if you ever heard of Taucher, Taucher, and if there's a mix on my YouTube channel. It's called Celestine Warriors, and it was a mix I put out in Denver. It has a lot of this kind of stuff that I'm talking about, and you could kind of listen to some of that. So Taucher, I mean, and Tiesto back in the day wasn't as big as he is today.
No,
right?
He wasn't.
He had different stuff back then. It's when I saw Tiesto, there was usually something decent there. But all that '90s trance, I enjoyed. You had Isla.
What about Oakenfold, Paul Oakenfold?
Yeah, I mean, Oakenfold has just changed and gone through so many different versions of himself. I felt like over the years, and there were some cool early Oakenfolds. Back in the day, there was Platypus Records. Some of the original unique trance came out of the UK. That was a lot of fun.
Wait, Platypus Records?
Platypus Records. Yeah. If you look, some of the original trance classics that really took off in the scene. People wanted the next Platypus. They wanted to see
no
what they were
way.
coming out
Are
with.
they still going? Because they have a pretty updated.
PLATY. I don't know what they're doing these days.
Why?
To be honest, yeah, PLATY. I went to the UK and just to look for original stuff they had. I mean, that's not why I went to the UK, but when I was there, I went looking. And
Go there purely to look for vinyl.
yeah, and some of the stuff I liked. I didn't mind if it had a little bit of a poppy sound, but I tried not to make it sound top 40 if I could. But if I had a good progressive set, I'd like throwing in some really uplifting vocals, and I just knew it couldn't be the theme of a whole set.
Yeah.
So there's another guy I liked. He was very Euro. His name was Sash, Sash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was on a soundtrack back in the day of some movie. Was it called Groove or something? Or was that John Digweed and Sasha? Maybe
You're
I'm
thinking of
someone.
Sasha, which
I'm
they were
thinking
cool.
of Sasha. Yeah,
like
John
Digweed
Digweed
and Sasha were cool.
Yeah.
Progressive. They have also changed a lot over the years. When you're around for 30 years, of course you're going to have go through a lot of things. And so when I think of the big names, I'm just like, which era do I kind of hone in on their style? But in the early days, it was kind of some of the names I mentioned.
Well,
what about more now?
Yeah, because all the
that's a good question.
Yeah, now I mean I love Avicii. Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
I love Lane 8. Just amazing progressive melodic house, he calls it, right? But it is melodic house, but I would have called it progressive house back in the day, another form of that. Yeah, but those are probably some good stuff.
Can you repeat that? Your audio kind of went out.
Yeah, so like Avicii and Lane 8 are good influences that I love, and you gotta love his story as well. If you've seen the documentaries,
I haven't.
And
that's one I want to watch.
Yeah, I love how he went through this transition of he just became real big, real fast, and he was so young. And so his life experience at a very young age was this, stardom. But then he's just like, how do I actually influence the world? How do I leave something behind, like timeless music? And that's when he transitioned into, you felt that folk EDM influence. And gosh, I love that. I love that spirit that was within him to want to leave a legacy of something that mattered. So really cool Avicii fan.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but he passed away, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Okay.
Right.
I know who you're talking about. That was actually super sad when that happened.
Yeah.
What did he?
Yeah, the entire scene was.
Yeah. It was a couple years ago. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
It was almost like losing a president in like your nation. When he died, it was like one of our major leaders in rave culture.
I think it was probably worse than the president dying, honestly.
Yeah,
right.
She was global.
Yeah,
and other countries don't care if the president dies, but Avicii, nah.
No, and it's just sad.
Just have nobody die.
You just hope that he knew the Lord, because a lot of his music, it felt like he might have understood, what Jesus was, but it was like you just don't know, and it's sad when they kill themselves. It's like, man, I just pray that we'll see him in heaven one day.
Yes. Yeah.
His music it was uplifting. It would hit you. It would make you move and dance. And when it makes you move and dance, that's part of the healing that's in the music, right? Because your body starts processing emotions and connecting with others. So
that was sad. That was super sad when that happened.
You'll have to let me know if my style of music heals.
I think the heavy stuff heals in a different way. Honestly,
there you go.
People need different things. People are different. So
I've seen people get healed in a mosh pit. Your nose was broken before, gets punched again, all of a sudden it's fixed.
Do we have any drum and bass people coming? by chance?
I could see Chase
I
playing drum and
could
bass.
see, yeah, Dawn Patrol, but other than that, probably not.
Okay. Should be represented somewhere up in here.
I know Sammy
Just
couldn't make
saying.
it this year, so Obey came.
Yeah. Shout out to Sammy Praise. What?
He'll be in a
He got
completely different country.
engaged.
Who's just got engaged? Sammy, if you see this, we love you, dude. Congrats. It's crazy. But so good, so good. But yeah, I mean, does anybody have anything else before we kind of close out? I'm so glad to meet you guys. Y'all are all cool. The peeps that I haven't met. So, but yeah. All right, then. Well, then we are going to wrap this up and just thank you guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on for this time to chat about music and about rave culture. And hello to the cat. What's your cat's name?
He won't
Sorry.
leave me alone.
Major
It's
distraction.
Dexter.
Webster?
Dexter.
What is it? Dexter. Oh,
Yeah.
Dexter. Love that. So
This
cute.
is how he is when I'm home all the time.
Aw. He loves you. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a weird cat.
Aw.
It doesn't do normal cat type stuff.
Aw, he loves
That's
you.
how we feel about Blaze.
Aw. Can't wait to meet Blaze, y'all. Can't wait to meet Blaze in person.
He was just getting
So.
fussy, so he's calmed down now.
He's been so good. He's been so good.
He's a good baby.
I can tell.
Oh, baby.
All right, you guys. Well, I am praying for all of y'all, and I can't wait to meet y'all in person. And I can't wait to check out to see if y'all's music is healing, which I'm sure it is. So, anyways, love y'all so much. God bless you guys. And we are going to close out. So, everybody that tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.